Have you experienced the awesome power of the Panasonic Real 3DO system? Obviously.
Presenting 3DO, the most advanced home gaming system in the universe. It's time to put away your toys.
3DO from Panasonic, Gold Star, and Creative Labs. A new low price and free games.
Mind-blowing graphics of Panasonic Real 3DO.
3DO.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 3DO Experience, the 3DO retrospective podcast, where we talk about all things 3DO, the company, the console, and everything in between. I am Bill, and this is Threk. How you doing, Threk?
Well, Bill, after Minnesota's performance on Sunday, I am elated. How are you?
I am very tired and sunburned. I'm actually tired for a reason this time. I didn't get home last night till like 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I had to drive for like 4 hours. I went to the NASCAR race in New Hampshire. I got to see my guy somehow finish 9th. That was like cool.
Hey, top 10, right? If only it mattered.
Yeah, I know. I'll be lucky if he makes it to the next round, because we have fucking rounds in racing. I'm not getting into it again.
Yeah, the whole thing is stupid. Yeah.
If he makes it to the next round, I'll be happy. I'm not expecting much. I mean, my mom was like, the whole time was like depressed because like her driver is Chase Elliott, and he started like 27th, but he somehow finished 5th. So I was like, hey,
that's pretty good.
At least something happened.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah. Vikings Sunday night. Holy shit. Or not Sunday night. It was Sunday afternoon. Where I live is Bengals country, right? Like it's like my parents are big Bengals fans. So we were watching the game. Just like teasing as one does, nothing crazy. But then we're just watching the game as it unfolds. I don't know if you saw any of the highlights, but the Bengals had 5 turnovers.
Oh.
They threw a pick six, and then they threw a pick six, and then they had quite a few fumbles after that, one of which was returned for a touchdown. And the thing is, on the Vikings, defensive player Isaiah Rodgers, he got the pick six and the scoop and score for the fumble. And it was actually a great play where on the Bengal side, the receiver catches the ball, and you look at the replay, and he does this. Like, he boops the ball right out of the dude's hand, which you're allowed to do. And then when he does that, he's falling on the ground, and the ball just perfectly sits right on like his chest. And he has enough sense to get up, because if it's like a defensive play and you intercept or fumble the ball, if you go down, if nobody touches you, you can get right back up. And he gets right back up and runs it into the end zone for another touchdown. And I believe the stat was he is the first player in NFL history to have 2 defensive touchdowns and 2+ forced fumbles in one game.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently his PFF, which I think is pure fantasy football, his fantasy football rating, 99.9. The first player ever to have a perfect score. They never do on hundreds. You can max out at 99.9, and he did. I mean, what better game can you have as a defensive player than that? Like, he could be absolute shit for the rest of the year, but it doesn't matter. Like, his career could be terrible, but he has that now, like a historic performance. And Wentz didn't look terrible. He looked fine. He threw a touchdown pass. Jordan Mason had about 150 yards on the ground and 2 TDs of his own. The game was 48-10, and it was never even that close. So I was having a great time. Everybody else was sad. Everybody else was sad around me, and I'm just hooting and hollering. I'm like, yeah, great time.
Wentz was the guy that got the Eagles to the Super Bowl that got injured before he could actually do the game.
I think it was he got injured in the regular season.
Yeah,
and then Nick Foles, Big Dick Nick came in, and he's the reason the Eagles won the Super Bowl that year. It wasn't Wentz. Both guys became journeymans after that. I don't know where Nick Foles is these days.
I think he disappeared after that.
Yeah, I don't blame him. You get a ring, you get out. But Wentz, it's like he's now started a game for like 6 teams now, like the 6th year in a row. I mean, he looked okay. I mean, I'm not hanging my hat on Wentz. There's no reason for that, but he looked all right, And hey, if we can roll that momentum into next week because they're playing Pittsburgh in Dublin. It's the first Ireland game. So, and against fucking, I can't escape Aaron Rodgers. I can't escape the other Rodgers. Can't escape this fucking shithead. Though
Where is he now?
Pittsburgh. He's on Pittsburgh now.
Oh yeah, big bet.
And we're playing Pittsburgh. Oh, dude, Roethlisberger retired a couple years ago.
This shows how much I follow football. I barely know.
Not in shame for what he allegedly did, but people don't like to talk about that these days for some reason.
Yeah.
Though people will never forgive Michael Vick for what he did, but Roethlisberger, who cares? Because I think it was last week, Kyler Murray, he posted some photos on Instagram, and he was wearing a Vick jersey. He was hanging out with his dog, and everybody got mad at him, so he took the photos down. And I'm like, guys, come on, guys. This was a long. I don't want to make the spiel again, but I think Michael Vick has earned our forgiveness. Okay, he did his time. He's stayed out of trouble. He's done all the right things that is supposed to happen, where you learn from the mistake and you grow and become a better person, and he has. Okay. But then, somebody like Roethlisberger can do what he does, and nobody gives a fucking shit because he has Super Bowls. That's why.
Hey, he does.
Yeah. So it's just the futility of sports fans. But anyways, I had a good week. Hopefully, the Vikings can roll that momentum into Dublin against the Steelers. That'd be nice. We have a really fucking good defense. I've been very impressed over the last 3 weeks. Offense is shaky, but Jordan Mason's been a good running back, and I think Addison will be back for this game because he got suspended for 3 games because he was being a naughty boy. It's just a DUI, nothing crazy, but still, hopefully it doesn't become a thing with him. It's just you do your one fuck up and just move on because he's a great player. So I just don't want to see him ruin his life.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's me in football land. Hey. So before we get to the game today, we'll do our new. I swear, this time, not really a lot of news. I swear at this time, I mean it. I had to kind of dig for these. First one I see is, I can't remember if we talked about this last week. We probably didn't. There was a leak for the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. It was like a pretty big one from like a reputable source. And apparently, it's been kind of teased for 2 years now. But I guess it's like they went into detail about everything that's going to be in there. Like they're not adding content. They're just going to make the islands a little bit bigger and all this other kind of stuff. But I guess the big thing is, the two big things are, they're going to make it like one of the RPG Assassin's Creeds. So like Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Shadows. And they're aiming for a March 26 release. But they said March, that could get pushed. They're expecting it to come out next year. But, March, sometime between March and November, maybe, kind of a thing for it. And the RPG mechanics seem to be something that kind of upset some people, which I can understand. It's a divisive type of Assassin's Creed games. I've only played through one of them like that, Origins, and I really liked it. So, maybe my opinions will feel different. But
yeah, honestly, for me, it might be just because Black Flag is like the weird one where like people like that game because it's not really like an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, so maybe like leading into the RPG stuff might be better for it, and it's just like it's just like a pirate RPG with some Assassin's Creedy stuff in it.
I'm just hoping if they do make the maps bigger, they actually put stuff to do in there, because that's one of Ubisoft's biggest problems.
Well, I think it was, they said the map isn't going to be bigger, but they're just going to have more shit to do. Okay. Because you remember that game was from, I think it was 2013. I think it was a launch title for the PS4 and Xbox One.
It was one of those crossover games because you could get it on PS3 and 360 as well.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, on 360 it was 2 discs, and the second disc was the multiplayer.
Yeah, because I always remember like my friend had it on 360, and I'd like look at it side by side. That was like one of those big moments where I was like, "Damn, the new consoles are more powerful."
Yeah, it does look better comparatively. Though, I mean, impressive on the 360 to run.
Yeah, it's impressive it could run it. It was just
even like stuff like Rise of the Tomb Raider and like Wolfenstein: The New Order, like the fact they could get the 360 to run those is very impressive. But yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on the Black Flag remake. I really like Black Flag. I think it's one of the better games in the series. So
It's generally considered the second fan favorite next to the 2 trilogy.
Basically, if you ever look at like best Assassin's Creed game rankings, Black Flag, the lowest I've ever seen it is like a number 6.
Yeah.
That's the lowest I've ever seen it, is like just out of the top 5. So if that says anything about what people like about the game, there you go. So I won't pay $80. I have a feeling it's going to be like $70, $80. It's a Ubisoft game. In a year, it'll be like 20. So I'll just play it then.
Yeah.
No problem. Let's see. This was interesting. So if you guys remember, Mind's Eye came out a while ago, right? That worked out well. I didn't realize it, but the main guy in that game is Mr. Alex Hernandez, who, if you know, was Lincoln Clay in Mafia 3. I didn't realize it was the same guy, but it is. And he went on a podcast the other day, the FRVR podcast, to do a little interview. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I listened to about like half of it. But it was really good. It was really cool to like hear his perspective on everything and how like he feels like he has, to quote him, the shit brown touch, because he's been the lead in those 2 games, and both of those games famously kind of bombed. Like, I think Mafia 3 is underrated, underappreciated game for what it is. Mine's I haven't played, so I can't say, but I've heard bad. Maybe I'll find it used for like $5 and try it. But yeah, he just was.
Oh yeah, those ratings are.
Yeah. Like Mafia 3 is lower than I thought it would be as well. I'm like, what I've played of Mafia 3, it's not that bad. It's really not. I know it has issues, but I think it does a better job than people give it credit for. But regardless of that, it was just, I would recommend you all listen to this interview. It's really interesting to hear like an actor talk about working in the video game business and kind of like that side of it that we don't always really get to hear about unless it's from like the real big names, like say like a Troy Baker or something like that. You know, seeing a guy who's like, he's always been into video games and he's, you know, done stuff in like film and TV, but like this has become an avenue for him. I thought it was really interesting and it was well worth a listen. So I just thought I'd recommend it. And as we mentioned, well, I think we mentioned it prior to the show, but Tokyo Game Show's coming up. I think it's this week. Yeah. So that means we'll get a bunch of news when we wake up in the morning. But RGG is having their little direct coming up relatively soonish. I think it's on the 24th of September. So yeah, in just a couple days. But it was leaked. One of the big announcements they have was leaked. And it is Kiwami 3.
Oh, nice. Yeah. 3 fucking needs it. So yeah.
I think it's going from Kiwami 2 to just regular 3. I've always told that is such a huge drop. Just because it's like, the big, and people have been begging for Kiwami 3 since Kiwami 2 came out.
If you play the series the original way, you play like original 1, 2, and then 3, it's not a big deal. But when you go from Kiwami 2 to 3, which is very much an early PS3, actually just PS3 game.
Yeah, PS3, yeah.
It shows. It's like, oh.
Yeah, and people have really wanted a Kiwami 3. Have people asked for like Kiwami 4 or 5?
Not as much as 3. 4 and 5, they're very clearly still PS3 games, but they've aged more gracefully. 3 was when they were still figuring out the PS3, because that took a few years to figure out.
For sure. But yeah, that has seemed to leak, and that's great. That sounds good to me. I mean, yeah, as I've mentioned before, it's one of those series that I've played some of, but I do need to do my due diligence and go back. I don't know when I'll find the time for it. I'm thinking of like the whole Zero thing. I've heard that the director's cut of Zero might be jumping off Switch 2 and coming to everything else. And why I would wait for that might make some people mad. I want the English dub.
Oh, they are dubbing it. Yeah.
Director's cut does have a dub, and I am a filthy dub boy. I'm sorry. You can arrest me. I like dubs.
I mean,
and especially
from
what I've played of Yakuza 0, I did put some time into it a couple years ago, and it just confirmed where I'm just like, man, I don't want to play a 50-hour game where I'm just hearing Japanese voices and then reading a bunch of text. I'm sorry. It's just it's hard for. I'm not a fucking weeb. I play Call of Duty. Okay, I can't. I need the English voice. So if this is real and it does happen, then yeah, I will buy it and I'll play it that way. Okay. And Kiwami 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure those have dubs, so I'll be fine. Do they not have dubs?
I don't believe so.
God fucking damn. Well, at least they're not 50 hours long.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it as I go. But 0, it's just I'm just being a bitch and waiting. So there you go.
Zero is one of the best games, honestly, of all time, in my opinion. Like, it's such a
what I played is good, but again, it's my issue with longer Japanese games. They take fucking forever to get going.
Yeah, it does. Oh god, Zero. I just love Zero as a concept, but Zero does have a long beginning.
Yeah. And I love 7. Y'all know, like, I really loved Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon, but also it takes a little while to get going. Like just to finally like let the shackles go and I can just play the game. Once I get to that point, I'm fine. Then I'm like, all right, we're cruising, but it just takes a little while. So who knows? Maybe Chris will get mad at me. Anyways, so we had a surprise GBA NSO drop, and there were 2 games that they hadn't announced, but were pleasant surprises. They were Mr. Driller 2 and Klonoa Empire of Dreams.
Yeah, that was an interesting. I'm curious if they're going to do the second Klonoa GBA game as well at some point. I
think they will. I mean, these are both Namco games, and Namco's not doing anything with those games anyway. We're not getting another Klonoa collection, even though I would love one of like the GBA games, the beach volleyball game, the Wonder Swan game, the unreleased or the GBA RPG that's still in Japan. Like I'd play all those, but yeah, they're dropping that one here. And then Mr. Driller. If you've played Mr. Driller, you know what Mr. Driller is.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, seeing Klonoa there is great. I'll probably mess around with Klonoa 1 on GBA. That comes out on the 25th. So, but yeah, great to see that. I'm a happy boy. Let's see. We'll skip that. That's stupid. Oh yeah. So Sonic Crossroads coming out soon, right? It's got some.
I'm super hyped for that.
It's reviewing really well. Some people are giving it praise over Mario Kart World, which is surprising, I'd say. But it was leaked. It's like final DLC character. So you guys know there's like a bunch of DLCs. There's like Pac-Man and fucking Minecraft, and I guess like the Ninja Turtles are in there now too.
Sure.
But in the little pamphlet somebody got in the physical edition, it shows that another DLC character is coming. Take a wild guess. He's also blue.
Oh, Mega Man.
Yeah. He's not dead. He's not dead. This is to show Capcom cares about Mega Man. They're going to throw him in a Sega racing game.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I never asked when you did your little like the little open beta that came out.
Yeah.
Who was your rival?
I don't even remember.
Mine was Tails, and I kicked Tails' fucking ass the entire time.
I was Knuckles, and it gave me Robotnik.
Okay, that's fun.
I couldn't beat Robotnik. I beat everybody else, but I couldn't beat him.
I was Shadow, and I just kicked Tails' ass the entire time.
But yeah, that's cool to see. Also Silent Hill F's getting good reviews. That makes me feel better about the state of Konami, where I'm like, oh, Silent Hill is actually doing all right. Maybe we'll actually get a new Castlevania game. That'd be great. Last one. This one is, I don't like it. I just don't like it, and that's Microsoft's raising the Xbox prices again.
Yeah,
like to like very weird degrees. People are gonna throw the tariffs and all that thing. I mean, that's very possible. With hardware, I think it's more with video game hardware. I think tariffs are an easier justification for raising the price than other things, but even still, it's like, the Series S is now $400, and it doesn't need to be $400, especially when it's 5 years old. Like it should be $200 at this point. Like the fact that the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Black is now $800 when it was originally $600 is really fucking stupid. I know. I was doing Microsoft's job and actually selling their fucking console to people, but they're not going to buy it anymore because of the price.
Oh.
I don't blame them.
I was
You know?
tempted to get one, but $800, fuck that.
Yeah, no, don't. Yeah,
I mean,
like,
considering
do not bother. Do not bother.
Especially when the irony. This is a podcast about a failed console that was released at $700. Just saying.
I mean, now that seems like consoles are just looking at the 3DS prices and going, we could do that. Hold my beer.
Like the irony is when we started this show, like console prices were so normal, and now it's getting to a point where I'm just like, wait a second.
Like if they just stayed if they did say the Switch thing, well, which isn't really true anymore, but say like the Series X was 500 and it just stayed 500 for however long it was on the market. It's like, is that dumb? Yeah, but like we could say, well, it never went up in price, but
What's the PS5 at now?
they raised prices too. They're not as high though, but they did raise prices.
Okay, I remember because they raised prices, but people didn't really bitch about it as hard. Like it was like,
I think it's because it wasn't like a crazy price hike. I mean, any price hike at this rate is stupid.
yeah.
I mean, when Nintendo's raising the price of the Switch 1, like, what the fuck are you doing, guys? I feel
Yeah.
like they raised the price of the Switch 1 because they couldn't with the Switch 2 because they said they wouldn't. You know what I mean? Because it's like, Nintendo has been making a profit on the Switch 1 probably since like 2018. Like there was no reason for them to do that. And it's like, the profit margin's getting smaller.
I
Ridiculous.
don't know. I saw one theory that this was like tinfoil hat shit, where like people were like, they're raising the price of the Switch 1 to get people to buy Switch 2s. And I'm just
I'd
like,
heard that.
I'm just like, okay.
I mean, there's a lot of conspiracies with Nintendo right now, like the whole them not giving people Switch 2 dev kits, with the theory of like, oh, they just keep making software for the Switch 1, so they'll keep selling it so it can pace the PS2. Though I think that's believable because it's very close, and they're probably looking at their numbers and thinking we could probably get there.
I'm
You
curious.
probably could.
I'm wondering if they're gonna because they still haven't surpassed the DS yet.
N-
But
they-
it's
they-
close.
My guess is they probably have. They just haven't given us the official numbers yet. I wouldn't be surprised if it's past the DS. Because last time I think Switch 1 was at like 153, DS is at 154.
It was last night.
So I'm like, it's probably crossed there. Safe bet, I would say. But I honestly don't think it'll hit PS2. I've never thought it would hit PS2. I thought it would cap at like 150 and then just kind of stay there. But who knows? It might get to 155, 157, and then it just kind of stays there because probably by we're into 2026, I don't think anybody's really seeing a reason to buy a Switch 1 anymore.
No.
It's like you might as well save up for it to get the Switch 2.
I think I hate to say it, but I think a lot of their momentum got killed when when Sony did their magic. Like, we found 10 million out of nowhere, guys. Look.
Oh, as far as like the sales, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But also I would say the momentum for Nintendo swayed when we learned about the Switch 2 price.
Well, yeah.
That was to me, that was the moment where the vibes shifted.
Yeah.
Because we all were super hyped for it. I remember we all were like, finally, and we were all we love the Switch 2 Direct. And then we're like, it's weird they didn't price this thing. And then we look it up and go, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, when we saw that $80 Mario Kart thing, that was like I think that was the turning moment for a lot of people.
it was more that. Like $450 for that wasn't bad. I still don't think it's bad. $450 for that thing. I mean, if you think about it, it's still one of the cheaper consoles on the market. And
I was acceptable. It was
and I was in Walmart, and I was in Walmart the other day. They got a shit ton of Switch 2s.
I know they're
right there. Yeah,
it's like the PS5 thing. Where
I can't justify $500 on it.
I can't either.
But either like December going into next year, they're starting to get enough games to justify it, in my opinion, because that's what because of that last Direct. So
it's honestly probably
it's getting there. But again, if I buy it now, I could take it on my trip, which would be cool. But I don't really want to spend $500 before I leave on a trip.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thing for me. Like the only game that I'm really hyped for, it's gonna be a must play for me, is the Fire Emblem. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing that too. It looks fantastic. But yeah, all to say, Microsoft raising their prices really stupid. I mean, you could make the argument that because they're not selling them that well, they're just trying to get as much profit out of them as they can from the people who are buying them. Because I guess people are still buying them.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, like I do go on the Xbox Reddit here and there, and I see posts of people being like, "Oh, I just got my Series X," and I'm like, "Damn, you fucking you put down the money for that. Holy shit."
Yeah.
I mean, hey, more power to you. You know, if that's what you're into. I mean, I have mine here, but I paid $500 for it, and it came with Forza Horizon 5, so I got a deal.
It's funny because like a lot of the Sony fans who were tempted to get one, a lot of their interest went away once they started doing the crossplay and the and bringing Xbox games to PlayStation. That kind of dampened a lot of enthusiasm there as well.
I mean, it already has a pretty big install base, anyways.
Yeah,
but but also at the same time, they are not really making that many first party games for it, anyways. Like we got Ghost of Yote coming up, and then that's it till. The rumor I'm hearing is Wolverines next year. And it's like, are they just going to do one big game a year? Because I feel like that's not sustainable either.
Yeah, unless you're Rockstar.
Well, that's, but they don't have to keep a whole fucking console up.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if you ask certain people in the industry, they're going to hold up the entire industry when GTA 6 comes out.
Yeah, probably. I don't fucking know.
And funnily enough, speaking of Rockstar, quick tangent. I was in the game store yesterday. I've been thinking about this game for a while now. I rebought Red Dead 2.
Yeah, the only game they made in the last like decade.
Yeah. The thing is, I have not played this game since it came out. Because back when it came out, I had a PS4. And I bought it day of because I was really excited because I love Red Dead 1. Played through it back then and was pretty disappointed overall. I thought it was fine, but it didn't hit the same way Red Dead 1 has. And I have not touched it in, 2018 was what? 6 years ago? 8?
Yeah.
But maybe more than that. Maybe like 7 years ago. Jesus Christ. And yeah, like, and you know how people like to glaze up Red Dead 2 because they think it's so fucking great. And in my one playthrough, I was like, I don't get it. What am I missing here? So well, I want to replay through Red Dead 1 again. It'd be like the third time because that's probably my favorite Rockstar game. So who knows? Maybe in the future for the SuperPod Network blog, maybe I'll do a blog on Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2. So I think that'd be an interesting thing to do. So
yeah.
But since you brought up Rockstar, I figured I'd just throw it out there.
Yeah, my only problem with Red Dead 2, like I remember thinking it was a really solid game. I just was like, this is too fucking big. It's too big.
Yeah. And I'm hearing they're thinking of doing a PS5 Series X update to give that thing 60 FPS, which is crazy of me to think, oh, yeah, it's not in 60. So maybe when they do that, that'll give me the reason to boot it up.
Yeah.
Though installing it on this guy, Jesus fucking Christ, I didn't realize how big that game was.
Yeah.
It's like 100 gigs. Yeah. And this was before the high capacity Blu-rays, where you can have like 100 gigs. So mine it's a 2-discer.
A 2-disc Blu-ray game. That is so
a 2-disc
insane.
Blu-ray game. Yes. Fucking, yeah. People want proof.
I remember back in the goddamn
Look at him.
When
I remember when GTA 5 came out. I remember that was on. I don't know how many DVDs that was on because they were launched on 360, but a friend of mine got it for PS3 because that's what he had at the time. And I think it was just 2 Blu-rays for that. And God, the installation took fucking forever.
I still remember when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and that was like famously like one of the first Blu-ray games to actually fill the entire disc, and everyone was like, shit.
Yeah. Wasn't it a double layer Blu-ray as well?
Yeah, it was like one of the biggest
60
ones.
gigs.
And it's mostly just because that game is like 80% cutscenes. So
yeah. Uncompressed video and audio files. So
yeah, because I don't think it was in-game shit for most of it.
Yeah. Hopefully that leaves hopefully that Master Collection Volume 2 is real and we'll finally get 4 off of there so we can play it on more modern hardware. That'd be nice. But yeah, that's the news. So it stayed under half an hour. Not too bad, eh? And that's with fucking random sidetracks as well.
Yeah. Like the only other thing we got is we did get new Nintendo music.
Yeah, is it Adventure of Link?
There was Adventure of Link. Yes, we got both the Famicom disc version and the original version, which is kind of cool.
Oh, I like when they do that.
We also got some special release stuff for Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is cool, I guess.
Oh yeah, isn't it like a select amount?
Yeah,
Track or something like
it's
that.
it's probably going to be like one of those things where like we'll get more later.
Yeah, to avoid spoilers. I mean, that makes more sense because it is a new game.
Oh yeah, they don't
So
even
in
have
in that sense, I don't blame them.
it's funny, they don't even have a Switch 2 category yet in the menu.
Oh yeah, because I was looking, I'm like, why is it not here?
That's interesting.
Oh, I can just sort by added.
Yeah.
That kind of kills the. But weirdly enough, it's not showing up in the list
No, you can only find it,
if you search for it.
yeah, or on the main homepage
Huh.
until it just disappeared for me.
I
It's
got
down
it
there.
right here.
Yeah, it's down here. There was also Kirby Air Riders. So
Oh,
it's there.
oh yeah, Air Riders is in here. Yeah, yeah. They haven't bothered to update their fucking music app to add in the Switch 2, so we could have those games in there.
Yeah.
I would like the Mario Kart World soundtrack because I keep hearing how amazing it is, and I'd like to listen to it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all that. I don't think we have anything else, do we?
No, not that I can think of.
Alrighty.
All right. So I guess now is the time. Oh, actually, there was one other thing.
What's that?
Just because we didn't bring it up. I don't know if you were a fan of the Game Chasers.
I remember the name. I don't. I probably watched a little bit. That wasn't Handsome Tom, was it?
No, that was the Game Heroes, I think.
Okay. Okay. I know the name Game Chasers, but I'm not that familiar with them.
Yeah, one of their co-hosts passed away recently. Billy Hudson did. It was just a sad thing I saw.
Well, that's terrible.
Yeah, he wasn't super old either, which is really sad.
50s, maybe?
I don't know exactly. I know he wasn't that old.
Man, that is terrible.
He didn't look like an old guy. I didn't watch them a lot, but occasionally I'd see one of their videos and check them out.
Yeah, it was definitely in that era where it's like I was watching all kinds of like AVGN and all the Screw Attack stuff on game trailers, and so a lot of those guys kind of just synced up with them as well.
He was in that era with like Happy Console Gamer, Alpha Mega Sin, like a bunch of those Game Sack, like a bunch of those early YouTubers, gaming YouTubers from the day. Metal Jesus Rocks.
Oh yeah. It's crazy how many of those guys, not all of them, but many of them are still kicking.
Yeah. No, it was just like when I saw it, I was like, that is terrible. Like, it's just sad to see. Yeah,
I just looked at their YouTube, and literally like the first two things are just like, I'm at the ER, and then update. And it's like, what the holy shit?
Yeah. No, it's sad. I just wanted to bring mention to it because I know a lot of people in our age demographic that was probably a big part of their childhood growing up. So I just want to pay a tribute.
I guess he had a brain tumor.
That's the worst.
Judging from the comments, yeah, I guess he had a brain tumor, and I guess they tried to surgically remove it, but just awful, man.
It's similar to like when like the comic historian died a few years ago. Like that was just
yeah. It was one of those like, what the hell? It makes you think about your mortality a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring mention to that before we got into the game.
Okay. So now that we're all sad, let's talk about Flying Nightmares on the 3DO.
Yeah. Let's talk about this thing.
Okay. So according to Wikipedia, it's a flight simulator published by Domark. For the Power Macintosh running classic Mac OS. It was a port of the almost identical IBM PC version, SVGA Harrier, and it was one of the first commercial PPC native games. It was later ported to the 3DO by Lifelike Productions. Half of that shit, I don't even know what it meant.
Yeah. So I have a fun fact about this game. This copy I recently acquired. This loose, technically double jewel case.
$10.
15, but close enough. I originally had this game as a loose disc, which was fine. I could play it. Big problem with this game. This game is so reliant on instructions.
Yes.
And I did not have those. So I had to look them up.
Did you do the same thing I did? Found them on the Internet Archive and looked at. Yeah. Yeah.
But you want to know what's great? This is a little story I wanted to bring up about the game. So I bought this because I was like, oh, hell yeah. I'll have the instruction manual because I saw it was in there. And I was like, this is great. I can actually read it on the pod. Well, it's here. But it's the German version. It is 100% in German.
Oh my god.
There's no English instructions. But the manual is
Well, yeah, it's in German. Why would there be English?
well, what's funny is on the back of the case, you get like all three languages, like there's German, French, and English. The manual, it's only German. So I was like, well,
that's not.
I was like, okay, I guess that doesn't help.
And you
gotta
thought you'd get
laugh.
lucky. That is funny. Though looking at like scans of the manual online, it's just like the controls. Nobody bothered to do the rest of it unless that is it.
Maybe.
Oh,
Like-
somebody put up the Mac version of it. There's a whole, and it's like 18 pages long.
I'm actually kind of curious. This might be the PAL version.
I
'Cause
mean,
it says on the
probably.
case, it specifically says on the case for use with any PAL or NSTC 3DO. The fact that it mentions PAL right away leads me to believe this might be the PAL version.
It's weird they put that specification because 3DOs weren't region locked.
They weren't, and most of them tended to just say works with any. Oh, there's actually a rating on the back that's in German, so this actually might be the German version.
Yeah. But when you played it, was it in English?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because the disc itself is all like the same like English disc.
Interesting.
Even-
Maybe that's how they got away with it back in the days. They just make like the English version and then just print the manual in all the various languages so you could just refer to the manual.
Yeah.
You know, especially this game, even if you have it in English, you know, you kind of
I mean,
need the manual because it took me like, I don't know, 20 minutes to learn how to fucking get the
Did you
plane in the air
could
safely.
you not take off from the carrier either?
No,
I was
I
like,
eventually did, but like it was weird because I had them up, right? And then I was trying the various. When I started it, I had no instructions. So I was just tapping all kinds of crazy buttons. Some things worked, some things didn't. I wasn't sure what the fuck was going on. So I said, okay, let me pull up the manual. I did. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, so you do this to that or whatever. And it still wasn't working.
yeah.
And I was
Yep.
like, okay, what the fuck? And then I realized eventually what you have to do. So to get started, I think it's you hold the left trigger and push up to increase the throttle, right?
Yes.
You have to push them at the exact same time.
Yes.
There's no like you can't be slightly off. You have to be directly boom. Like it feels like you have to be incredibly deliberate with it. And then when you do, it's like, oh, the brakes are on. And I'm like, but I'm moving. Why the fuck are the brakes on? Right. And then you have to push a different, I think it's like R and B to turn those off. And then you do. And so it's like, okay, then you're moving. And then as you move, you go off the plane, right? And then you're like, oh, and then you're trying to crank the fucking throttle to go up.
Did you crash the first time too?
Yes. Because it's like, okay, you know, flight controls down, up, down, easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. And then I'm pushing down. The shit's not fucking working. And again, it's like very specific timing. Eventually, it took me like half a dozen tries and like 20 minutes of fumbling around until I eventually got up in the fucking air. And then I did. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
My
I'm a
first
genius.
attempt.
This
I
was
didn't
my
even-
Dark Souls.
Yeah. My first attempt, I didn't even make it off the carrier. I got like slightly in the air and then crashed on the lift at the end.
I love how it zooms out when you blow up.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my favorite Genesis game, Hard Driving. Reminds me of that.
Oh, hard driving.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd rather be playing Hard Driving because at least that has the cool song in the intro and has a quirkiness to it.
Hmm.
You
Well,
know?
yeah, because it's like a Genesis game that does 3D without any chips. But-
Again, the Hard Driving main title theme just lives in my head. I don't know why.
Like, it's weird that I was like weirdly entertained playing this just by like making progress. Like I was like, okay, I've made it slightly up the deck. maybe this time I'll actually get into the air.
I feel like it's easier to fly a real plane.
So my theory here is, because this is a sim originally made for PC, they designed this game for like one of those big sim rigs.
Well, and probably like, keyboard controls.
Yeah, like an actual
Where
proper,
I guarantee you, like, increasing the throttle and everything is just one button on the keyboard. It's not like doing this weird shit, right?
Yeah. This is like, and then they decided to take I'm assuming this is a fairly decent PC like flight sim.
It came out before Microsoft Flight Sim, I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember when the first when was the first Microsoft Flight Simulator? It was around this time, I'm pretty sure.
It was fairly early. And I will say for the time, like graphically, this game doesn't look terrible.
No, it has a pretty banging intro video too.
It does.
Yeah,
that's why I was very bummed when I couldn't fucking take off the fucking plane.
Okay, so the first Microsoft Flight Simulator was in 1982 for the IBM PC. And it sure looks like it. I didn't realize it went back that far. And then there was 2.0 in 84, and then another flight sim in 86, and then 3.0, 4.0. Yeah, Windows 95 probably had to be a big one. And that was in 96. Yeah. So yeah, they've been making them fairly consistently since 82. Well, yeah, because then it went to like 2004. And then there was X in 2006. Oh yeah, there was that big break between Flight Sim X, which was in 2006, and then the reboot of it in 2020 by Asobo.
Yes.
I don't know if you've played the new Flight Sims.
I've looked at them and I'm like, those look amazing, but I need an actual proper computer to actually.
Well, from what I remember playing Flight Sim on Xbox, it does a fairly decent job of making that game work on a controller. It's a lot more complicated, but it's kind of similar to this, where it's like taking off is like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
I can't figure it out. But once you do and you get up in the air and you're flying around in sim, it's like, okay, this is kind of cool. This is kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then there was the new one, 2024. I haven't messed with that much, but I know that one they tried to like have missions and stuff where it's like you can be like the plane that drops a bunch of water on a forest fire, or go rescue people, that kind of thing, which is cool. It's a cool way of video gameizing flight sim.
Yeah.
And then I've played a very earlier version of Flight Sim, like maybe 04 or 02 or something. I don't remember the exact one, but back in high school when I was in the ROTC program, we were Air Force because I live by Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And there was a day where they kind of set up the rig for us to mess around in Flight Sim on there. And that was cool. That was really fun, And I imagine Flying Nightmares, it's trying to do the flight simmy thing, probably similar to Microsoft Flight Sim or whatever else was out at the time.
The problem is the 3DO's controller is pathetically underutilized at times.
They're working with what they got.
Well, under-equipped, I should say, not underutilized.
Yeah,
they utilized it as best they could.
They tried. They definitely tried for sure.
Also, the 3DO apparently has a flight stick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not hunting one down. Fuck that.
Not to play this.
But you know what game this reminded me of?
What?
Top Gun.
Oh, no shit. Trying to fucking land the back on the carrier. I was like, I'm James Rolfe right now. This is just.
Yeah, I got PTSD for sure. And what's weird, in the training for landing, you don't fucking land the plane. The game just does it for you.
Yeah.
And it's like showing you how to do it. And I'm like, aren't you going to like teach me how to do this? You're just going to land it for me? Because for taking off, they don't say, again, for training, they don't say shit. There's no like person to be like, hi, and welcome to training. I'm going to teach you how to, I don't know why he sounds like Ben Shapiro. I'm going to teach you how to take off against the radical left. Whatever, right? Like there's no like them teaching you how to actually play the game. They just say, figure it out, kiddo.
Did you try to do a mission at first without actually learning, and then them being like,
no, I went straight to training.
Oh, I tried to play.
I saw the two words flight simulator and went, nope. I want to learn how to play this game.
The game
but I tried the missions. The missions are boring.
They are.
They're not like, because again, it tries to have like air. That's where the Top Gun thing comes off. Because also you take off from like a naval ship, and it's like, oh, go blow up these planes or whatever, and then you do, and it's just like, well, this is really dull. There's no music, or again, it just feels like Top Gun. Like it kind of has the same vibe as the NES Top Gun.
Yeah, very. Only rather than being arcadey, this one was very simmy, which is.
I think Top Gun on NES is like, it has ambitions of being a sim, but they know they can't make it work with what they got.
Yeah.
But like, especially when you're trying to land the plane or line up to refuel your plane, you can tell they're trying to make it a little simmy, but it's an NES game.
Yeah. And this game tries to take that. This game reminds me a lot of Starblade, not from a gameplay perspective, but from they took a game that the 3DO was not capable of replicating and tried to shove it on anyways.
Yeah, 3DO cannot really handle it. It's not even necessarily the hardware. It's just this kind of game you need like PC keyboard controls to work, and this just doesn't have that.
Because Starblade actually looked better on the 3DO, but
I don't think this game looks bad.
No, it looks fairly good for the time.
And once you're like outside of taking off and landing, when you're in the air, it controls fine.
Yeah, it
doesn't feel bad that way. Like the little bit of combat you get is okay. It's just combat.
So I was kind of curious. I was looking. So the company that made this game was a company called Simis Limited.
Okay.
And judging by all the games they've made, just looking at these, they all have pretty much the same cover art style. They mostly made flight sims or space sims, apparently, according to some of these.
Yeah. I mean, if your name is Simis Limited, you're kind of limited in the games you can make,
Oh, they made a game called Terracide. What the hell is that?
That sounds awesome.
What the fuck? What is this? Look at that cover art.
What? Let me look at this.
IDOS published this too. What the hell? This is a first-person shooter.
Best use of special effects 3DFX Game Developer Award. Runs with all major 3D cards. Oh, thank God. Multiplayer. That's sick. What the fuck? This thing looks weird, man.
I kind of want to play.
Failure means extinction. Now that's hard as fuck. Honestly, the gameplay, it kind of looks like 3D Sewer Shark. It's kind of what it looks like on the back cover.
Oh, they made a game called Team Apache, and it's just that cover goes fucking hard.
Apache.
Like, Apache, yeah.
Here's your New England again. I helicopter. I like helicopter games more because those are easier to kind of figure out.
Okay, so this Simis apparently mostly made flight sims, but then they also made a few random like shooters and other things.
Oh, the team lead on Apache is a man named Adonis Stevenson. Just out of curiosity, I clicked this thing, and he works for EA now.
Oh.
His latest credit is visual effects director on Need for Speed Unbound. Look at him getting work. He's probably working on Battlefield 6 as we speak.
Probably.
Yeah. Game looks good. But anyways. Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, there definitely was a market for like flight simulator-y type games on PC back then, like in the 90s.
Yeah.
There definitely was some for it, and it wasn't necessarily always for games. I do think like governments and the military or whatever, probably to an extent, were funding these a little bit to use for training purposes as well. I mean, the military has done that before. If you guys remember the America Army games,
yeah,
remember those first-person shooters, and then of course later down the road they worked with Call of Duty, which is kind of where they get really factually incorrect. But I'll cross that road when I get to it. But there definitely was a market for these, and yeah, like a flight simulator on PC almost has like a way to teach new pilots how to run shit before they actually get into an aircraft. That's a good idea.
See, I'll never like diss a flight sim game because I know there are people out there where a game like this is like their exact like thing, and they just put all their like I know, like, just sim games in general. Like, I know there are people out there who like their entire video gaming hobby is literally they just play Truck Simulator, and that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
The
Like,
people who
that-
have like the crazy PC rigs to play like sim driving games and shit.
oh yeah,
Yeah, like all that stuff. Like I don't like it, it sounds cool to get into like that kind of like crazy cockpit and do that simmy stuff, but like I think you're probably like me where it's like you do that for a little bit and then you're like, I'm good.
yeah. The game needs to be very like the only racing is like the closest sim I get into. The only racing sim I really would want to do that for is like BeamNG, but that's because BeamNG is fucking insanity.
I hear iRacing is gets in there too.
As an actual proper sim, iRacing is like a much better game. BeamNG is amazing because that game is fucking like a destruction simulator at times.
Yeah. I think iRacing's doing the new NASCAR game.
They are, and from what I've heard, the reviews are good. So
Yeah, and it's coming to console as well, which I think it's their like first console game.
well, it is. They also bought Monster Games, who were the developer of like the Heat series for a while there. So
they're probably helping out with the console port. You think?
probably.
I might check it out actually because it sounds like a high pedigree. So
Well, yeah,
why not?
'cause
I tried using the steering wheel because I have a steering wheel and I bought it and I messed around with Horizon Forza on it. It like the steering wheel stuff. It's fine. It's definitely a different type of game, you know. And then like all that setup you go through to do that, and like it's nice. But at the end of the day, I'm happy with this guy.
Yeah.
This guy feels just fine to me. You know, I can use a controller.
Oh yeah.
I'm used to that.
But yeah, I was looking a bit at Flying Nightmares reception. Generally, from what I've seen, it's pretty positive, mostly on the PC version. The 3DO version I saw there was unlimited Power Unlimited gave the game a 72%, which sure. And then Next Generation gave it 3 out of 5 stars.
What did Next Gen have to say about this guy? Nah, I can't. It's not there.
According to the little blurb, their main takeaway was it's as good as the 3DO is likely to see, but not recommended for everybody, which is the most sure review ever.
You know, it's great. Power Unlimited is, well, not German, it's Dutch.
Ah.
Well, they have a little blurb here. This is Google Translate, so be forewarned. Let's see. The vertically takeoff Harrier operates primarily from an aircraft carrier, and so it does in this game. You are a U.S. Navy pilot serving with the UN tasked with invading the general Asian country of Barcelona. So it's not even a review. That's just a little write-up on it.
Huh.
Yeah?
I don't think Moby Games had any other reviews.
They called Captain Quasar a platform/shooter, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't call that a platform.
Oh, what did 3DO Magazine have to say?
Yes, please. I need to know.
The first Super Console flight sim really does allow you to soar on the 3. They give it an 80%, by the way, on the 3DO.
Sure.
The sensation of flight is impressive conveyed, especially with a flight stick. Pro joystick, yeah, because on the controller you ain't gonna get that much control.
Yeah, again, it's much like certain driving sims where it's like it's probably better with the controller made for it. You know, like I imagine this game on a flight stick does feel better.
Probably. You know what the funny part is? 3DO Magazine, like the UK magazine, goes out of their way to say like the game is really interesting and ambitious, but then their one negative is the graphics are disappointing. I'm like,
I think graphically it looks pretty good as far as 3DO is concerned.
Yeah, honestly. What did EGM have to say?
Let's see, the flight stick for 3DO about $100.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, well, there's someone here who has like 3 set up for like $60.
Huh.
I'm not sure if they work or not, but I can tell it's in a retro store because it's sitting on top of one of those glass cases.
Yep.
I have loose PSP. Who the fuck carried around loose PSP UMDs? Fucking sickos, dude.
You find so many of them, and also like I love when like
Crazy.
you get those. My favorite is like when you get those ones with those aftermarket cases for the UMD discs. I'm like, what happened to the case? Like, how?
Yeah, you have to go out of your way to rip one of those things off.
I know.
I tried, and as a kid, I couldn't do it.
I wasn't sure how they worked when I first saw them. Like you take it out of the, and then I realized, oh, you just stick it in. It works.
Well, yeah, and Sony wised up with the Vita, and they're just like, oh, they're
Yeah.
just little SD cards.
Yeah, UMD was an interesting idea that did not work.
No, there's a reason we don't put discs in portable things like that anymore.
Yeah. I did want to bring up the EGM review. So EGM gave it a 61%. And the first
So
line,
specific, like they're grading a paper.
yeah, the first line is amazing though, because it's literally Flying Nightmares will probably turn off 90% of the people who play it.
Yeah, I would
It is
agree
a-
with that.
It is extremely complicated, and you have to use the instruction manual, which most people probably don't have, at times, or you won't get off the ground. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This is actually a really good EGM review because they basically summed up everything we said.
Yeah, I do have a little respect for it, but at the same time, it's really not my kind of game.
No,
Like
it's,
even the best this genre has to offer, which I guess Microsoft Flight Sim, like the newer ones, like the best thing it has to offer. Even then, I'm like, it's cool. I like that these games exist. But I don't have the brain for it. Like
No.
but like at the same time, I can slave away at puzzle games for hours, and some people don't understand that. Or how I can do shooty bang bang forever, and people don't understand that. You know what I mean? It's all
Yeah.
different strokes for different folks. And yeah, I have a little respect for this game, but
Yeah,
it's not really my thing.
Same here. Like I'm not a huge flight guy in general. Like I was more into like the naval combat shit when it came to like those kind of sims.
I mean, I enjoy flying games to an extent. I like helicopter games.
Mm.
Like if you remember back, I mean, I talked real high about Return Fire, but
Oh,
even then, like back in that era, you had like Jungle Strike and Cobra Command and all these fucking like helicopter games, and they have some charm to them that I enjoy a fun helicopter game.
I grew up on Nuclear Strike and Soviet Strike.
Yeah, but helicopter game's different from like a plane game.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And like I have yet to make the Ace Combat plunge.
That's what I was gonna say. Ace Combat's like the one flight game that. But
that's the one everybody likes, really.
Well, because Ace Combat is
balance.
because it's stupid and it knows it's stupid.
Yeah, and I have 7. I just have yet to make the plunge into actually properly playing it.
Like you know exactly what you're getting into when they literally have their fictional world of weird is called Strange Real. Like that's why when they tried to do those realistic games, like with like the Combat Horizon games, like where they were like, so we're playing Ace Combat, but it's in the real world. It's like this isn't as fun. I like when it's in like stupid weird world.
Yeah, you need like the dumb anime plots to keep you going. So
yeah, Ace Combat is a good like game, but
yeah, Ace Combat's a must play. How about that?
Yeah, I'll say that. Flying Nightmares, though, okay, must play, stay away. I'm gonna say stay away on 3DO.
It's a respectful stay away because I don't want to be harsh on it. I mean, I don't think it's that great, but again, it could just be me. I mean, again, I fucking like golf games, right?
Yeah.
So I have my weird sicko shit that I enjoy, right? So I can understand it from that perspective.
I mean, I enjoy shitty racing games. I mean, we all have our
we all have our niche. So it's respectfully a stay away because we're not flight sim guys.
Yeah, it's also not made for a console. It's very clearly they took a PC game, shoved it on console. And
definitely need. Yeah, like if you can get this game running on a PC nowadays, it might be better, and it might be more worth your time in that regard.
Because aside from the overly complicated controls, like I didn't think it was bad. Like I felt like it was competently made in every way.
Yeah. Nothing about it felt broken or, whatever. It felt like the mission stuff, like air to air combat, air to ground combat. That all didn't feel that great to me. Like the combat felt like it was. They just put it there because they're like, well, the game's called Flying Nightmares, so we need to have something nightmare-y in here, right?
It's such an ironic name though for this game because my God, what a fitting name for trying to play this game on 3DO.
Yeah, and it just reminds me of being sleepy because once you're in the air, it's very boring.
Yeah, it's cool for like a few minutes, especially that elation when you finally get in. You finally
Oh,
beat,
yeah.
right? And then you're like, it's like, when do I get to the ride?
And then
this is the ride.
And then I try flying toward the sun, and it never gets closer.
No, it exists. It just exists.
Fucking lame.
The most entertaining part is flying headfirst into the water and then watching the explosion graphic.
Yeah,
there
is an external view, so you can like put your plane on autopilot, and then you can zoom out to look at its rough 3D polygonal model if you want. It looks like it's just flying against the blue screen.
Yeah, I mean, it looks better than Blue Lightning, so that other CD game. So there's that. At least.
Oh yeah, I'll give it that. And I'm sure some of this stuff back in like '94, people were losing their fucking mind over.
I'm sure,
and I don't want to yuck people's yum for that. You know, that's not my place.
Because I'm sure this was a good PC game.
Sure,
for those who are into this kind of game.
Yeah, but this isn't the PC experience.
No. No, not at all. This is the obscure 90s console that some people like experience.
Yeah, the Macintosh.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody calls them Macintosh anymore. You know, I try to tell people like the word Macintosh is a type of apple, and then it's like that's why they call them that, and people just are like, "What?" They're like, "What's a Macintosh?" And I'm like, "Oh no, we're gonna be here all day."
Yeah, the funniest.
Don't bring up the Lisa.
Yeah, I know. Do we want to talk about the Bandai Pladia, whatever?
The Pippin.
The Casino Loopy. It made stickers.
We love stickers, don't we, folks?
That was that's like one of the most misogynistic consoles ever, because it was made for girls and its big gimmick is it makes stickers. like what the fuck? Like,
boys like stickers too.
I know. It was
Come on.
It was such a weird thing back in the day.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's like they were giving little girls easy bake ovens, be like, learn how to fucking cook.
Meanwhile,
cooking's a good skill no matter who you are.
I'm pretty sure more boys were interested in it anyways, too, back in the day.
Oh yeah, I knew some dudes who did some really weird shit with easy bake ovens, but that's a different podcast.
Yeah. I can't wait for years down the line, like when some other randos decide we're going to make a podcast about an obscure thing and we're going to see like the Pippin experience or something.
Pippin playtime.
Steve
I mean, who
Jobs
knows? Maybe emulation will catch up with that thing, and then you can talk about like the maybe 2 games that are worth talking about on that thing.
You can talk about Marathon and
Gus I forgot Marathon was on there. Yeah,
Gus Goes to the Zoo or whatever the fuck it was called.
Or just play Willy Beamish.
I actually have that on CD, Sega CD.
Yeah, I know you do.
So many ways to die in that game.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, that's about it for Flying Nightmares. We just barely got an hour.
Scraped by.
Next week we're going to be taking a dive into a different post 3DO experience. We're going to be talking about Crusaders of Might and Magic.
Oh fucking Christ!
A game in that series that I've heard mixed things on, so we'll see how this goes.
That we will. Oh boy.
But yeah, other than that, guys, once again, thank you for joining us on the 3DO Experience. So you can find the 3DO Experience on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Check out the SuperPod Network. And for those who haven't noticed, the new episode of Thrack Ops is out.
Yes. Thrack Ops 4 is out, talking about Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1. And Thrack Ops 5, talking about Call of Duty 3, should be out relatively soon. Because as I had mentioned with my aforementioned trip, I am going to be out of commission for about 2 weeks. So my idea was, and probably the next Thrack Ops won't be for like another month. So I'm like, let's, knock 2 of them out. So when I come back, we can talk about, the golden era, basically, because it'll be 3 next, and then I'm just going to go straight into 4. I did say I would do the PSP Road to Victory, but I'm going to save that for after. Like once I knock out Black Ops 7 and I'm caught up with the main lines, I'll then do some episodes after about the side weird stuff that I missed. But
Nice.
that'll be till like maybe this time next year, maybe. So
I'm actually really curious about the Call of Duty 3 episode because that's like the most like random Call of Duty in most people's eyes.
And it is my first with a guest.
Nice.
A guest who wanted to talk about 3 specifically.
Oh, so that should be fun.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to that. And I hope you guys are as well. I'm actually recording that later this week. So it'll probably be out sometime next week when I get around to editing that.
Nice. All right. Well, look out for that. And once again, guys, other than that, thanks for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Skull Vikings.
If you're not playing on a 3DO system, what are you playing with?